All right, so this is the mech I gave you, and um, it's missing an arm, and it's missing a leg, and it's also in a million different pieces. So if we open up all this stuff here in the outliner, you can see it's in a million different pieces. But a lot of these pieces are kind of together. Like these are up here, all the squishy parts almost. These are kind of squishy too. It really depends on what you do here, right? Depends on what you want to make happen, like what pieces you want to move. So the choices you make should be based on that. Like, does this piece here flex? Does this piece flex? Is this a solid piece? Um, is this part of it? And you can see some of these pieces are kind of together in one thing. So I'm going to do, honestly, if I were rigging this for reals, it would be a very extensive rig. Like this would be a separate piece and it would, sorry, this and this would be a separate piece and it would pivot separately to the foot. And this would be a separate piece. These would probably be the same pieces as this, but I'd put rigging things in there for all that stuff. But we're in school, so we're just doing an assignment. So I'll not be that difficult with you. So I always start off by going into the model and fixing it so that it's in bits that I can rig. And then, so you can see here in that it still has a node above it. We need to get that out. So I'm going to rename this one foot. And I'm going to go edit, delete by type history. And I'm going to center the pivot, and I'm going to, are there transformations on it? No, it's okay. I would have froze transformations if this had had any, but it doesn't. All right. Now I can go into the foot. It looks like this piece is all sort of together already. That's the knee. That's cool. I might go in and make these springs separate so that I can make them squish and stuff. But this all seems to move at the same piece. The weird part is this and this. And I'm going to isolate. If you have a piece, if you have a piece that's all together and you need to isolate part of it, you can go in and grab the shell for it. And if it's not, there's no shell on it, then you can just grab the faces. And just make sure you grab all the faces of that piece. And then you can detach the faces using this button here. Or you could copy it. No, we don't want to duplicate it. We want to detach it. Or you can just extract everything. You can just go extract, but then you got to put it all together again. And this way, it just creates two objects. So, okay. Now we got to get the history off of that. Freeze the transforms. Center the pivot. This one too, edit. Get the history off of that. Center the pivot. Freeze the transforms. So the reason I did that is because this is a, these two things is a piston. All right, so as this should only move in one direction, right? So this should only move like this. And it's possible to hook that up in rigging. It's just not super easy. So, but, and there's an actual thing for create a pivot. There's like a whole constraint thing for creating a pivot. Constrain um, somewhere. I forget where it is, but there's a whole thing especially just for doing this, and it's not easy to do, but we're going to do it with a joint, so it'll be a little bit easier to do. All right, so I got the leg. I thought I got rid of the history on that. All right, so it's going to be that way. I'm going to call this piston, and I'm going to unparent it. And I'm going to call this one piston 2. And I'm going to unparent it. So now they're down. There's piston 1 and piston 2, and there's our foot, and there's the arm. This is our knee. Also want to, if you delete by type history and it doesn't do anything, that means it was parented, so you need to unparent it. And now the knee is down here too. Do-do, 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 do-do. All right. And when you start grabbing these things, you can kind of see the neighborhood of all these pieces. You have to be a little careful when you're grabbing things this way, because it all of a sudden will grab something way out of bounds. Yeah. But sometimes it's easier to select things like this than it is to grab them a different way. Okay, like I don't want this ball or any of this stuff associated with the ball. Yeah, I certainly don't want this stuff. But I do want this and this. That and that. Is that a separate piece? No, that's part of that. Okay, so this piece I want to move on its own too, so I'm going to combine this up. This would be thigh, I guess. And with this one, I'm not going to, I want it to move this object. It will pivot from here somewhere. I wish they wouldn't have used, you can use a sphere or you can use a metasphere. And the metaspheres use less geometry, so people use them, but they're hard to align stuff to. All right. Oops. It's that one. Now I have to do it again. Edit, delete by type history, rename it by go to wireframe, see if we missed anything. That looks pretty good. So let's look at this joint. It's really hard to tell. What's going on with this joint? Don't think it needs this piece here. I think that should be part of the other piece. All right, that looks pretty good. Wait. What is that? Don't worry, you get used to being able to see through the spaghetti. So now, considering we're going to be rotating this leg, I think this piece has to go with it here. Otherwise, I don't even know what that piece is. It's not like you can see it from anywhere. All right, so I'm going to do this. I'm going to make this one piece, edit, delete by type history. I call this leg. Modify freeze transformations. Blah, 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 blah. And then I'm going to set a key here, animation key. And then I'm going to move this out of the way. And then what the heck is this piece here? Sometimes a modeler will have something in mind, and but like you can't even see this piece, right? Like if I go back to here, that piece doesn't even show up. So I'm just going to delete it because I don't need to have extra weird geometry that doesn't do anything. Maybe it did when he rigged it or she rigged it. All right, take all the animation off. Great. And this piece I want to be all one. But this is part of that leg there, huh? So what if we move that over like that? And made it a little wider. Didn't realize you'd have to do modeling as a rigger, huh? This is a huge no-no, by the way, in the industry. You never want to muck with somebody's rig like this without telling them. You would just point it out, like, hey, what is this about? Can you fix this? And the modeler would go, oh, crap, yeah, sorry about that. Can you just scale it? But you always want to ask permission, unless you're under it and it has to be done in like an hour. Then you can make these changes and just let them know that you had to alter it a little bit. Okay, I'm going to attach that to this. This one, and delete by type history. Once again, call it by. And then once again, what am I doing? Centering the pivot. Okay, great. So now we have our leg and all these weird pieces. And we have this in one weird piece. And then this and these, right, are all part of the same sort of thing. Yes. So all these squishy bits here, right? And to a certain extent, these squishy bits too. We haven't done this yet, but I'm going to rig this as an array so that they all are squishy. And I'll show you what I mean by that when we get to it. So I'm going to create one object for all the squishy bits, since they're all right together anyways. And I will call it squishy bits, and it will require a little extra rigging on our part. This piece is fine. This is what I was talking about, the guns and stuff. If you want to have them fire separately, like I think that looks like a solid piece. And that, and this, and this. I leave the tip off. Oh, good thing it has cargo hooks. It's that 5%, right, of the modeling that make it believable. I'm victim of my own advice. Ok. Oops, one more. I can't grab it because it's in all that mesh, but I can see it. Is it that? No. That? No. That? No. That? No. That? No. 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 What is that piece? I'll just go like this. Hey, now I gotcha. Probably want this. Because you know, parts inside that don't show are very important. All right. Let's just call this the body. 3 type history. We have these bits here. Do we want it separate? Body, muzzle right. Body, muzzle left. All right, we're getting down to it. Arm right. Sorry, always save. I'm gonna move that to there because I want to spin it like a Gatling gun. So I just move this so it's on edge with that bit. What did I do? So always name these things right. Arm. If you have guns, like I have body guns, so I've named the guns body first, and then this is the muzzle for the Gatling gun, the arm. So I named that arm. And so where are you guys? So let's go find you. That's the only thing I really wanted to include on that. That you guys are all the arm there, huh? Nice. I love it when things get easy like that. And delete by type. History. Arm gun. And so what do you guys belong to? Oh. Inside parts of the head that I never saw. Great. And that piece in there. These four pieces are part of the muzzle. It's kind of nice because you have kind of a laundry list of stuff you need to take care of, right? Like I know that I have all these things that I need to deal with. Or my thing won't work. So here's some more. Right, so if I have stuff in here, oh come on, there's nothing there. That one. Oh, knock it off. It's being a real pain in the neck. It's got a transformation on it. What is that? I want you there. And then you I can delete. You I can delete. And then you I can bring back over. Yeah. Gun arm. Get rid of that. Leg node, we can get rid of that. So we're getting down to it for sure. Where are those pieces? Oh, little nodes in the head thing. All right. We can select those and the head. Do, 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 do. Do. Yeah. And then we want to merge those all. Edit, delete by type history. And then this becomes the body. And then, oh, what's this? Like some weird toe joint. God darn it. Like I said, you have a laundry list of stuff you have to take care of until it's down here and out of up here. You can't really move on. All right, but we're done. Do-do-do, yay. And then we can just take all these pieces, right? And mirror them. I hate the mirror function sometimes. Okay. All right. So I'm going to stop the video there. That's how you prepare your model to be rigged. And then we duplicate those things. Piston, knee, thigh, leg. Mirror geometry along the Z, I think, because this thing is sideways. It's going to be cranky. It's going to make me do it one at a time. All right, so we'll do it one at a time. But that's how you do it. And then I'm going to take a short break, and I'll be right back.